Wait, are you actually kidding me right now? Is Sarah Horton seriously going to look Holly Jonas in the eye and accuse her of being a drug addict while EJ DiMera is literally poisoning the town? EJ is actually having his own son, Johnny DiMera, tamper with medical evidence to cover up the Smith Island arsenic scandal, leaving Holly to potentially die in a hospital bed. Hey Days fans, welcome back. I've got some massive Salem drama to unpack today, and honestly my blood is boiling over this one. If you want to stay on top of all the latest Days of Our Lives spoilers, wild predictions, and deep dives, make sure you smash that subscribe button right now. Let's get right into the raw spoilers for next week, because this is a massive sweeps month plot twist that is going to shake the entire canvas. Holly Jonas is currently lying in a bed at University Hospital with a completely unknown, terrifying illness. Everyone is in a total panic trying to save Holly. But here is the sick, twisted part. EJ DiMera knows exactly what is wrong with Holly. She was poisoned by the arsenic-laced Coriseal pills that EJ buried on Smith Island. But instead of coming clean to save a teenage girl's life, EJ is ordering Johnny DiMera to tamper with the Smith Island water results. Because the water results are rigged, Holly remains completely undiagnosed. EJ is arrogantly assuming that as long as Holly is away from the arsenic water, Holly will just magically recover. But because the doctors have no idea what is wrong, Sarah Horton jumps to the absolute worst conclusion and officially accuses Holly of using illegal drugs. Holly is absolutely outraged by the accusation, and Tate Black steps up, standing by Holly 100%, fiercely screaming at Sarah that they are not using drugs. I am stunned, completely stunned. Let's be real for a second. I honestly believe the writers are turning EJ DiMera into the most irredeemable monster on daytime television right now. I know the actor playing EJ is absolutely killing it with this dark material, but I cannot believe the writers are making EJ do this. EJ is literally playing God with a teenage girl's life just to protect DiMera Pharmaceuticals and his own corporate bottom line. This is classic Stefano DiMera behavior, but even Stefano had a twisted code when it came to children. EJ is looking at Holly, the daughter of Nicole Walker, a woman EJ once claimed to love with his entire soul, and EJ is willing to let Holly suffer in agony just to save himself from a public relations disaster and criminal charges. It is disgusting. EJ is crossing a line that he can never ever come back from. And do not even get me started on Johnny DiMera. Are you kidding me, Johnny? I used to root for Johnny. I thought Johnny was the good DiMera, the one who wanted to break away from the toxic legacy of his father and grandfather. But Johnny's actually tampering with medical evidence? Johnny is altering the Smith Island water results to protect his father's criminal empire? This makes me so incredibly angry. Johnny is currently watching his own wife, Chanel Dupree DiMera, battle breast cancer while pregnant. Johnny knows exactly how terrifying it is to wait for medical test results. Johnny knows the agony of not knowing if someone you love is going to survive a severe health crisis. Yet Johnny is actively sabotaging Holly's medical care. If Chanel finds out that Johnny did this, Chanel is going to leave him. Mark my words. This is a massive betrayal of everything Johnny supposedly stands for. Johnny is acting like a cowardly little lapdog for EJ, and I am so disappointed in the writers for taking Johnny down this dark, pathetic path. Now, let's talk about Dr. Sarah Horton. Wow. Just wow. I honestly believe Sarah needs to have her medical license revoked immediately. If you ask me, Sarah is projecting her own chaotic life onto her patients. Sarah cannot figure out what is wrong with Holly, so instead of doing her actual job and running more toxicology screens or looking for environmental factors, Sarah just points the finger and accuses a sick teenager of being a junkie. We all know Holly had a history with pills a while back, but Holly's been fighting so hard to get her life on track. For Sarah to just lazily assume Holly is back on drugs is terrible writing for a doctor, but amazing writing for a soap opera conflict. Sarah is so distracted by her messy love triangle with Brady Black and Xander Cook that she is completely dropping the ball at University Hospital. I am ruthlessly dragging Sarah for this, because she should absolutely know better. Let's connect this to some recent history. Sarah and Brady are currently investigating the deaths of Destiny and Clea Rowland, who died from taking tainted Coriseal pills produced by DiMera Pharmaceuticals. Sarah knows there is a bad batch of drugs out there killing people. Yet, when Holly Jonas comes into the hospital with mysterious, life-threatening symptoms, Sarah does not even think to connect the dots to the DiMera drug scandal. Sarah just assumes Holly is popping recreational pills. That is pure medical incompetence. Sarah is missing the massive clue right in front of her face. Remember when Sarah was kidnapped by Kristen DiMera and drugged on that island? Sarah knows what it is like to have her reality altered by toxic substances against her will. Sarah should be the one digging deeper for Holly, not throwing out false accusations and making a terrified teenager feel even worse. On the flip side, I have to give a massive shout out to Tate Black. The actor playing Tate is bringing so much heart and fire to this front burner storyline right now. Tate is standing by Holly 100%, and I am absolutely here for it. Tate is looking Sarah Horton right in the eye and defending his girlfriend's honor. When Tate screams at Sarah that they are not using drugs, you can feel the desperation and the true love radiating off the screen. This is exactly what a legacy character should act like. Tate has the fierce loyalty of his father, Brady Black, and the fiery stubbornness of his mother, Teresa Donovan. Tate and Holly's chemistry is off the charts right now, and this traumatic hospital crisis is only going to cement them as the next epic super couple of Salem. I love that Tate is not doubting Holly for a single second. Tate knows Holly's heart, and Tate knows Holly would not relapse. Tate is the only person in that hospital room actually advocating for Holly's truth. Let's dig into the deep psychology of what EJ is doing right now. Think back to about 5 to 10 years ago when the DiMera family was constantly using the hospital and experimental drugs to manipulate the town. We had Dr. Rolf wiping memories, bringing people back from the dead, and injecting people with God knows what. EJ is taking a page right out of the old DiMera playbook, but this arsenic cover-up feels so much dirtier because it involves environmental poisoning. EJ is poisoning the actual water supply of Smith Island. This is not just about Holly anymore. How many other innocent people on Smith Island have been exposed to this tainted Coriseal? EJ is creating a massive public health crisis, and Johnny is helping him hide it. EJ is so blinded by his own arrogance that he truly believes he can control the narrative. EJ thinks that if he just removes Holly from the arsenic source, the problem will disappear. But arsenic poisoning does not just magically vanish without proper medical treatment. EJ is playing a deadly game of roulette with Holly's life. I think this storyline is building up to a massive, explosive climax. What happens when Nicole Walker finds out what EJ did to her daughter? We all know Nicole is fiercely protective of Holly. Nicole has lost children before. If Nicole discovers that EJ knew Holly was poisoned with arsenic, and EJ deliberately ordered Johnny to hide the water test results, Nicole will literally burn the DiMera mansion to the ground. EJ is playing with fire. He thinks he can control everything, but EJ is vastly underestimating the wrath of a mother. And let's not forget about Amy Choi, who is already on a rampage trying to nail Holly for manslaughter over Sophia's supposed death. Holly is being attacked from all sides right now. Sarah is accusing Holly of being a drug addict, Amy is trying to send Holly to prison, and EJ is quietly poisoning Holly to save his company. Holly's the ultimate tragic heroine of this sweeps month, and my heart breaks for her. When it all comes down to it, Johnny's involvement in this cover-up is going to be the catalyst that destroys his marriage to Chanel. Chanel is fighting for her life and the life of her unborn baby. Chanel needs a husband who is honest, strong, and morally grounded. When the truth finally comes out that Johnny falsified water reports to protect EJ's dirty pharmaceutical deals, Chanel will be utterly disgusted. I predict we are going to see a massive cliffhanger where Chanel confronts Johnny in the hospital, ripping him apart for prioritizing the DiMera empire over a teenage girl's life. Johnny is going to lose everything because he wanted his daddy's approval. It is pathetic, honestly. Johnny had the chance to be a better man, and Johnny threw it all away to protect EJ's toxic secrets. This entire sweeps month storyline is an emotional roller coaster, and I am strapped in for the ride. The writers are weaving a brilliant, toxic web right now that connects so many different characters. EJ is the ultimate villain, Sarah is the incompetent doctor, Johnny is the compromised golden boy, and Tate is the shining hero. I cannot wait to see Tate completely destroy Sarah's accusation and prove that EJ is the real monster here. So, I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Johnny is going to crack under the pressure and confess the truth about the arsenic, or will Johnny let Holly take the fall for a drug overdose she never committed? Let me know your wild predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on all things Salem. See you next time.